Hey Beyonders, what's going on? I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss another video. Also, stick around to the end of this video because I have some new bonus content for you guys, so stay tuned for that. The world has been anxiously waiting for the Joker movie to hit theaters, and despite a wave of criticism and controversy it has caused, it hit the big screens last night. Maybe you've been following all the chaos regarding the film, or maybe you've just been ignoring it, but today I am going to discuss all the controversy that's been going on. Here's today's list of top 10 Joker most controversial moments you need to know. Starting off our list, number 10 is the Dark Knight shooting. This tragic shooting event is what started to cause all of this controversy and concern around the new Joker movie. For those who may be unfamiliar with the incident, on July 20th, 2012, a mass shooting occurred inside a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado during the midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises. Why is it linked to the new Joker movie? Because the shooter was apparently dressed up as the Joker. Some debate this, saying that his hair was just dyed red, while other witnesses say he was purposely dressed up like the Joker. Regardless, he set off tear gas grenades inside the theater and shot into the audience with multiple firearms. 12 people were killed and 70 others were injured. It has been known as the deadliest shooting in Colorado since 1999. Because of how horrific it was, it definitely would earn the number 1 spot on this list of most controversial moments, but it is important to have this backstory when heading into all of our other points. At number 9, we have a recent controversial moment following the shooting tragedy we just spoke about in number 10. Military issued a warning for movie theaters. The real concern started after the families of the victims of the 2012 shooting wrote a letter to Warner Brothers expressing their concern over the release of the Joker movie. Warner Brothers decided they did not want to pull the movie from theaters, but agreed to donate some of the proceeds to gun violence survivors. The military stepped in and voiced concern about mass shootings potentially taking place at the screening of this movie due to the past incident and how common mass shootings are currently. Senior officials in the US Army Criminal Investigation Unit issued a memo urging service members to take caution while seeing the film. They said they had intercepted information from Texas police saying that there is disturbing chatter happening on the web about people targeting an unknown movie theater during the release. Movie theaters have also attempted to prevent violence at the screenings by banning anyone who is coming to the movies wearing costumes, masks, or any type of face painting. Up next, number 8 is the controversy that this movie may provoke violence, and not just a mass shooting, just violence in general. The Joker character has always been a big villain in the Batman movies and also in the comics. They like to push the limits when it comes to his violence, including his abusive relationship with Harley Quinn. After the official trailer was released, people were concerned that the movie's plot itself will provoke violence in our world, not just regarding the concerns of a mass shooting taking place at the screenings, but just the violence nature that people are obsessed with when it comes to his character. In the trailer, we see a bit about the trauma that happened, which made the Joker go insane and turn into a sadistic mass murderer. People fear that this will start to provoke people who have suffered trauma to feel like they can get away or validate violent behavior. Coming into the number 7 spot is the controversy of race. Some people have a completely different issue with the trailer and felt that it paints a bad image on white males. The plot of the movie shows the hardships that the Joker went through, which led him to go insane and actually become the Joker. One fan tweeted out, "The new Joker movie is starting to look like a sympathetic tale of a wronged by society white dude and their entitlement to violence." Another user joined in and said, "In a time of increasing violence perpetrated by disaffected white men, is it really the best thing to keep making movies that portray disaffected white men doing violence as sympathetic?" People started linking these claims with statistics to mass shootings mostly being done by white males, including the incident in Colorado. It could be that people are looking too far into it, or it could be that they are raising a good point. What do you guys think? Share your opinion down in the comments, and while you do that, let's move on to number 6. Swiping the number 6 spot is Glamourizing the Joker. There has always been concern that viewers who watch this character will see themselves in him, and because they get the backstory in this new Joker movie, they might be able to relate to his story some more. Because the villain is now getting his own movie, it appears that they are glamorizing the Joker character and his violent and psychotic behaviors. Diving deeper into his psychological way of thinking and his past, it creates this fascination for viewers that he was just a regular man and now he is an iconic killer. People are actually supposed to despise the character, but instead he is somewhat of an idol to some people. In the original 1988 comic called The Killing Joke, the Joker tortures Batgirl and goes as far as sexually assaulting her. One of the writers Alan Moore said that he regretted the way he wrote the story and said that it crossed the line and was nasty. People often forget just how sick this character's story really is, and for him to be idolized for it is causing a lot of fuss. Halfway through our list, at number 5 is the romanticization of incel culture. Incels are members of an online group who define themselves as people who are unable to find a romantic or sexual partner because of the rejection of the world around them. They often call themselves involuntary celibates because they're basically blaming the world for all of their issues. The Joker movie tells the story of Arthur Fleck, a mentally ill aspiring comedian who gets rejected by society, which leads him to a breaking point where he decides to live a life of crime. He's also rejected sexually by a single mother who lives next door to him, so the narrative is very similar to the incel culture in our modern world today. Many people involved in the online group go on to commit crimes and mass shootings, blaming it on the rejection from society and from women especially. Reviews are criticizing Joker, saying that it overly sympathizes with those who commit violent acts as a way to regain some form of power from society, who they believe stripped them from it. This ties into the concern that mass shootings could occur once the movie comes out because these incel culture web groups are still very active and very popular. Here we are, number 4, with the Joker is a bad influence on kids. As I mentioned before, the Joker character is often idolized by fans, even though he's actually a very sick individual. Many kids read comic books and love diving into the world of their favorite superheroes, which is why parents are concerned when it comes to this new movie. The problem is, the Joker is actually viewed as a hero, not a villain. When we saw Heath Ledger play the Joker in The Dark Knight Rises, he was the villain next to the actual hero Batman. People adored his character because of how well Ledger portrayed him, but he was still viewed as the villain. After Suicide Squad and now the new Joker solo movie, he is seen more as a hero than anything. This can be a very dark lesson for kids who may start to idolize the behaviors of the so-called hero. However, the new Joker actor Joaquin Phoenix responded to this matter and said, "I don't think it's the filmmaker's responsibility to teach morality. And if you don't know the difference between right and wrong, then there's all sorts of things that you're going to interpret in the way you want." Well, he kinda has a point. Alright guys, in our third spot is the theory that the Joker is going to replicate the movie Taxi Driver. This theory came from the idea that the horror film Child's Play 3 inspired the killers of Liverpool's toddler James Bulger. The Joker movie plot follows a very similar narrative to the movie Taxi Driver. The story of Taxi Driver follows a young white loner in New York who fails to connect with women and goes into this big homicidal madness. The movie came out back in 1976 and also had a lot of controversy when it was released, and people are thinking it will cause the same chaos again. The stories are very similar. The Joker is basically an updated and just more modern version of it. One Twitter user spoke on it after seeing the trailer and said, "Unpopular opinion, that Joker trailer looks like a love letter to kids who become mass shooters, and how many awards it will win is why I am scared of men. It's unfortunate that we have to be worried about people replicating violence from movies or scripts, but unfortunately we just really do." However, some people have pointed out that the Joker is less violent than Taxi Driver and less gory than a dozen of films that have already been released this year. Taking the number 2 spot on our list is the addiction to firearms. It is no secret that the gun laws in the US have been an ongoing debate for a long time now, which is why it raises concerns with this movie, which is believed to have the potential to provoke future mass shootings. Families from the victims of the 2012 Aurora shooting issued a statement to Warner Brothers stating, "We're calling on you to use your massive platform and influence to join us in our fight to build safer communities with fewer guns." Many people believe that the reason for everything I've mentioned on this list leads back to the addiction of violence, guns, and the sense of power. Many people are concerned that this movie will enable the addiction further by glamorizing the character and the violence. However, Warner Brothers issued their own beliefs on the controversy regarding this issue and said, "Warner Brothers believes that one of the functions of storytelling is to provoke difficult conversations around complex issues. It is not the intention of the film, the filmmakers, or the studio to hold this character up as a hero. We extend our deepest sympathy to all the victims and families impacted by these tragedies." Taking the number 1 spot on our list is the most controversial moment, the actual movie release. Despite the protests from the families of the mass shooting victims and the public eye suggesting it be removed from the theater, the Joker movie was officially released yesterday. Security stepped up nationwide for the big movie moment. FBI and the Department of Homeland Security warned law enforcement after online threats were called for mass shootings during the movie showings. Information was actually released saying that federal authorities had received tips of threats posted on social media since at least May May of this year. The Los Angeles Police Department made a high presence at all theaters yesterday. However, even with all the chaos, some moviegoers were totally unbothered by all of this controversy. A man named Matthew Clark attended opening night and said, "When I first heard about the mass shooting controversy, it really didn't bother me. To me, it was just another stupid thing that was going on. It really didn't bother me, and nothing is going to stop me from seeing the Joker." Well, I guess it is as simple as that. What are you guys thinking about all of this? Are you bothered by the controversy? Are you still going to see the Joker? Share your thoughts with me down in the comments. And while you do that, let's have some fun and do some comment shoutouts. I feel like this video was a little bit serious. Why so serious? Craig Sum says, "I must commend this channel on the way it presents top 10 videos. Your commend is appreciated." Thank you. U2Master12 says, "Jocelyn, I am so happy to be a Beyonder. A sad list, but still you managed to make the content great like the boss you are. Keep it up." Wow, Joss the boss stuck, and so did the Beyonder's nickname. I'm happy. Matt Jeffrey says, "Joss, I want you to know you made my wife's year by giving her a shout out in one of your recent videos. You really are awesome." Well, Matt, this comment made my year. You and your wife, whoever she is, are awesome. And Gillespie says, "How do I bump into someone famous so I can fall in love with them? I have no idea because I tried to do that on my recent trip to LA, but I had no luck." Silver Place says, "Whoa, Joss isn't married? Joss, you're so beautiful, you gotta find your mans in Hollywood." I tried, you guys. It really didn't work. I tried real hard. Alright, that's all I got. I'm getting out of here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you next time. Strategy. Whoa. Okay, that's not a word. Now a word. Halfway through our list at number 5 is the wait, what? What word is this? Romanticization? Whoa, I can't say it. Romanticization. Holy, why did I say Suicide Club? Clearly I need, whoa.